Mayor Roy, it's been just over 2 months now since you've been in office. How's it gone for you so far?
Very good. I believe that my council and myself have really set a good foundation for an effective team here this year. We are all very positively optimistic about the future. Oil prices are coming back. The grain prices were half decent, and different things. The things that generate our economy in this area have been good. We've gotten a good snowfall towards refilling our reservoir at Nickel Lake. I think that's very good to see. So there's a lot of optimism within the city, and I believe, and now at this date and time here, we're past the halfway mark of winter, and the warm weather is coming back a bit, and everything is very optimistic these days.
As a new mayor, were there any surprises for you in the last 2 months?
Not really. I guess more from the provincial government and how they have talked about their change of what their change they want to call it, and moving forward, closing our courthouse, and that was one of the things that right at the beginning of my tenure as mayor and new council, that we had to deal with this courthouse issue, and it's still going forward. We're still fighting to get it opened up again, but the government still is moving forward on their plans of closing things down and shutting things down and changing. So we as a council have to work together and try to help our city adjust to all the problems and issues that the province and the federal government may present to us.
What are your goals for the council for the coming year?
I believe some of the goals, we really want to simply move forward, bring business back to Weyburn, and there's a lot of issues along that way. I shouldn't say issues, but there's a lot of things that are happening in our community. Already people have, again, the business community from outside looking into Weyburn is very optimistic with the regain of the oil and regain of things. So we're looking to help them, support them along the way, and hopefully develop more business, and more things are coming back. There's things at this time that we can't discuss, but there's much interest. There's a great interest back into Weyburn again. We're looking at, we're hearing reports from the oil field that there's going to be a great drilling program going on. And I believe one of the struggles that is going to be for our community is just simply finding the employees to fill all the jobs that are starting to become available right in the very immediate future.
There's been a lot of talk, as you probably know, about a refinery in Stoughton. I've been talking to Keith Stemler. Has he arranged for meetings with you or members of council at all?
Yes, this week coming up, myself and members of council and Oil Show Board and the Chamber of Commerce or Business Economic Development will be meeting with him here on Thursday before he goes down to Stoughton. So we're involved in showing him our city and discussing all the things that we can offer here for both the refinery itself and as in supplies as they're building it, and also for the availability of residents for employees that he may have. So, and just showing him what Weyburn has to offer over a lot of other communities within the area.
I was going to ask you about the Taligua Parkway system. Now, the government, of course, the provincial government has stopped funding for that. What do you see happening with the Taligua in the coming year?
Well, that's another thing that we're going to have to simply discuss along the way, and we're looking at this point in time, we're looking at dealing with that. There's so much of things that we had relied on the government for, and now with their huge deficit, they're just cutting everywhere. So now we just have to make alternate plans, and we have to look at what we're going to do and how we're going to deal with such things. But one of the things that was fortunate from past council, that they had already got the infrastructure of a new city reservoir, so which will really put us forward. There's a lot of stuff that's equipment in there that was like from 1959 that should have been upgraded in 1981, which it doesn't seem so long ago for us, but it is still a lot of quite old material, and we have to upgrade. And so we've been very fortunate that the past councils and mayor was able to attain this for us, and now we as a new council have to oversee its completion and make sure that it goes forward for our community.
Anything else that you would like to add?
Well, we're still dealing with a lot of other, there's a huge amount of infrastructure issues that I think all the cities throughout Western Canada are not dealing with. There's some of the things are like in, even in Weyburn, we've got some sewer lines from 1913 that have to be upgraded, and who knows what Winnipeg, being opened earlier than us, how much they need to have. So those are going to be struggles, I think, that we as cities are going to have. We've got upcoming conventions coming up in February in Saskatoon, which I'll be attending, my council members will be attending. There's Canadian municipalities in June that we're going down to Ottawa and attending, and we'll see what the whole Canadian field is. Then we have the oil show coming up in the middle of June 7th and 8th here in Weyburn, and the global one in Calgary later on. So there's a lot of things that we'll be attending and finding out firsthand what is going on and getting our own reports of things. We also want to thank, our city crews for the snow removal. They've been able to, and all the contractors that have aided this. It's been handled very well, and these are the people that we really depend on, and we really must give a hand to for doing such a good job of maintaining our city. It's also one of the things that myself and our council have done is open the dialogue with the RMs to further extent, and we hope to continue dialoguing with our on many issues all along, from anywhere from the fire agreement issues that we had here, we're dialoguing, and also on the whole watershed issue too of our water from all comes into Nickel Lake that supplies Weyburn is from all the RMs, and so we need to start dialoguing about that. And as the watershed authority has been up for about 5 years, but kind of in the background, so we have to move this forward because we have to look at what Nickel Lake has, especially when we start talking about this new reservoir that we've got. So those are things that we really want. Also too is one of the things I did on my own Facebook page. I took the city's survey on recycling. I placed it onto my own page and did an electronic survey, and I've had huge response. There's been over almost 13,000 views of it, and in response we've got over 1,000 people have responded to the survey, which shows that.
What kind of information are you looking for in that survey?
Well, in the survey we're looking to see whether people actually recycle and whether there's a need for it, and then if they do have it, what cost would they like to see in at what level of price would they pay for this recycling, and do they want another garbage can, instead a large pickup can within their driveway that they're going to have to deal with. Is that okay, and is that acceptable? How do they view? And then there's a place for comments. And although the city has sent out, as the city manager, as the committee that's on this recycling have sent out paper ones, we took the initiative, I took the initiative on myself on developing one onto my webpage to hand in and say, here's another one, because see, we're in this electronic media. And most of my campaign was I believe, was really won on this electronic media, and we've got a very good following on my webpage, or on my Facebook page. So we're just continuing forward, and it gives the citizens an opportunity to interact with City Hall and say, here's our voice, and we're going to listen to you, and we want to listen to you, and we want to, our council is very deep into that we want to listen to the citizens, and we want to try and direct it forward and do the best job that we can. Hear your voices, and then try to fit it into what the government gives from us and what we can do within our own budgets of things.
You're seen by most people as a pretty accessible guy. Do you find there's a downside to that since becoming mayor? Does everybody want a piece of you now?
Well, the only downside is you try to go to the grocery store and it takes like an extra half hour to buy groceries. But other than that, I've always been accessible through my career as policing and through doing my business side, and so it's just one more avenue. But nowadays it just takes about a half an hour more to go grocery shopping because people are always talking, and that's good. We're hearing citizens, and if they want to complain, that's what we're here for. Hear the complaints, hear the things that they want to see done, and it gives a good sense of community because there's, from all our locals and our new people that are moved to the city, everybody's a part of the community. When you come into Weyburn, you're now a part of the Weyburn. We hear a lot of people that through my business when I'm talking to the state that they've been in other communities and they come to Weyburn and they really like Weyburn. They like the friendliness, they like the way Weyburn looks, the way it's set up, the way it's clean. And we as a council want to continue that on and just really blossom it even more and make it move forward even more.
Well, Mayor, thank you very much for coming in.
Thank you for having me.